right? The dude needs to be taught a lesson because porn is free. Like, how dumb do you have to be? I got porn in my pocket 24 hours a day. I'm worried about him as a human being if he's still paying for porn. That is the dumbest motherfucking shit I've ever heard of. I'm worried about him walking around in this world if he's still paying for porn. Like, how's he gonna do that?
Hi everybody, welcome to or welcome back to the channel. First of all, I want to make a quick apology. My upload schedule has been, for want of a better word, appalling lately. It really has. I cannot get any consistency. I'm struggling. Simply put, there's been, within the Taylor family, there's some health issues that we're dealing with at the moment. There's a long way to go on it. A few procedures, operations, treatments to deal with. So it's kind of just taken a lot of time and simply a lot of brain capacity to kind of deal with all of that. So it's still ongoing, long way to go, but I'm feeling a lot more positive about all of it. I think it's going to go a lot better than I originally thought. So yeah, simply just, it's kind of just consumed a lot of time, and I apologize that I haven't been able to upload anything, but I have a day to myself. I am home alone. The kids are at school, the wife is at work, the dog is at the kennels. I am home alone, and simply what I want to do today is a lot of reactions. And one thing that did come to mind over the last few months of everything that has been going on is a little bit of laughter has kind of disappeared from the house, and I wanted to kind of sit down today, get a lot of reactions filmed, a lot of content filmed, but I wanted to kind of get myself into some good spirits. So what I thought is, there's a lot of American comedians. This channel was born from comedy reactions. George Carlin way back when, a few Bill Burrs, yeah, and I thought, why not? Why not kind of go back to the roots and start with a little bit of comedy, try and pick up my spirits and put a smile on my face, get a little bit of laughter back into the house. So yeah, picked a few videos at random, things that I'd previously kind of seen other people react to, but generally if I see other people react to it and I have not seen it, I try and stay away from it a little bit. But I've got one today, and you obviously clicked on it for a reason. Comedian called Josh Wolf. He's got a decent following of subscribers, you know, over 1.5 million, so it's got to be pretty decent. And this one's simply titled They Lie. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see what this is about. It's got good 12 million views. So yeah, it looks good. So I'm intrigued, I'm excited, I'm looking forward to a little bit of laughter. So hopefully you enjoy it as well. There's a few more comedians lined up after this as well. So yeah, hopefully a good morning of laughter. And then, to be honest, this afternoon I've got a good solid music reaction lineup. A lot of country music in there. So yeah, if you're into that, stick around. Plenty of that to see as well. So yeah, let's get into this. Let's find out what Josh Wolf is all about and why they lie. So let's go.
Anybody who has teenage boys too knows that they lie. That's all they do. And you know how you know they're lying? Because their mouth is moving. They lie. But here's the thing. Sometimes you don't bust them with all of them. And sometimes their lies are so good that you're almost proud of them. You know what I mean? You're like, and don't do that again. That's my fucking boys, you know? My son's best, he ran a game on me. My wife and I, we went to Hawaii for vacation. And my parents came to stay with him. So when we come back, we get a DirecTV bill a month later, and there's $200 worth of porn charges. And we're looking at the bill, right? My wife and I, and I'm mad, right? The dude needs to be taught a lesson. Because porn is free. Like, how dumb do you have to be? I got porn in my pocket 24 hours a day. I'm worried about him as a human being if he's still paying for porn. That is the dumbest motherfucking shit I've ever heard of. I'm worried about him walking around in this world if he's still paying for porn. Like, how's he gonna do that?
Oh my God.
I tell my wife, I'm like, I gotta...
Just That is absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Just oh my god, that was good. Really, really good. Oh yeah, I'm worried about him walking around in this world if he's still paying for porn. Oh my god. I have a teenage son. Haven't kind of got to this stage yet. Sounds like it's something to look forward to. But yeah, I get the lying bit. I do get the lying bit. And now that it's clearly about his son and teenagers, yes, it makes a lot of sense. They do lie. My kid, you can tell when he's lying because he stops talking. He goes very quiet and almost tries to hide away, ignore you like you're not even in the room with him. And yeah, it's incredibly frustrating when you're asking him a question, knowing that he's not going to tell you the truth and that he's just going to sit there in silence, ignoring your existence. It's absolutely infuriating at times. But yeah, this is a minute and 20 seconds in, and this is brilliant so far. So yeah, I'm super keen to keep this going. So let's go.
I tell my wife, I'm like, I gotta go down and talk to him. This is so dumb. But here's the deal. I feel like this is gonna be a quick conversation because his MO when he lies is he'll lie. And then if you just show him facts, he's like, yo, that was me. And that's it. So I have the facts in my hand. I have the bill in my hand. So I figure it's gonna be a quick conversation. So I go down into his room and I'm like, hey man. And he goes, yo. I go, you know anything about this? And here's how I could tell he was gonna lie to me. Because as soon as I held up the bill, he bent over and he squinted like he couldn't read all of a sudden. He was like... just started shaking his head like he had never seen that language before. He was like...
Oh my god.
And then he said something so ridiculous. He goes, yeah, I'm not familiar. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean, you're not familiar? You don't
So
recognize
true.
English or you don't know what that is? And he goes, I'm not sure what that list of stuff is. I'm like, it's porn. He goes, oh. I go, you don't know anything about that porn? He goes, no. I go, you didn't order that porn? He goes, no. I go, oh, because I'm looking at the dates. When the porn was ordered, it's when your mom and I were out of town. And the only people at the house were you and Grandma and Grandpa. So it was either you or Grandma and Grandpa. And he looks right at me and he goes, well, they do like each other a lot. And I was like, take it easy there, man. I go, you know you're talking about my mom, right? You're talking about my mom right now. I said, you saying my mom watches porn? He goes, no, I didn't say that. You said that. And I'm like, why is he so confident? I have the bill. I have it right here. Why? And I thought, okay, I'm going to make him so uncomfortable that he'll admit it. And he doesn't want to talk about porn with his dad. So I guess I'll just start reading off the titles of the movies. So I said to him, I go, are you telling me that Grandma and Grandpa were in my room watching Anal Party 3? And this is the quote out of his mouth. He goes, well, the door was shut all weekend.
Oh my god.
I said, are you saying my mom watches anal? He goes, no, you said that. I never said that. Guys, I walked into the room 100% sure it was him. Now I'm at like 99. I'm like, what? And then I realized the reason he was so confident. You know why he was so confident, everybody? The reason he was so confident was the only way I can truly prove that it was him is if I call my parents. And I say, did you watch Anal Party 3? In my room.
How do you make that call? How on earth would you make that call? He is in a good position because I would never make that call and ask that question. I would probably I would fold my hand at that point and just say, well done. You've won this. You've won this round. You really have. There's no way you make that call, but this is incredible. I love this so far. I'm going to keep going.
And on the off chance they say yes, I gotta burn the fucking house down. Like, I can't live there as an adult male. If my parents are watching anal on your bed, you gotta burn that shit down. So I need to, all of a sudden I've become Tom Cruise from A Few Good Men. Did you order the porn? Like, I needed to know, right? So I decided he's gone all in. He knows I don't want to call my parents. The only way I can bust him is if I go all in too. So I'm like, okay, I'm going all in with this. And I say to him, I go, man, you didn't order the porn. You didn't order the porn? And then he did say what every teenager says at least once. And I said, you didn't order the porn? And he's like, I wish you'd just believe me. Oh. You never believe me. Oh.
They say that. They say
I know
that.
I believe you. And he goes, what? Because I figured I'm pushing all my chips in too.
I find it absolutely incredible that we're kind of separated by giant oceans all over the world, but every teenager just seems to behave exactly the same way. There's something in their DNA that just makes them do these things. It's absolutely incredible. Like I said, I find it mind-blowing that oceans apart, continents apart, but teenagers are just exactly the same. It is absolutely mind-blowing. It's brilliant. I love this. Let's keep going.
Me. Oh! I go, no, man, I believe you. And he goes, what? Because I figured I'm pushing all my chips in too. The only way to get him to admit it is to get him into a situation that he doesn't want to be in. So I said, yeah, man, I believe you. And I think it's terrible that Grandma and Grandpa are making you pay for their porn. He was like, yeah, I think that's terrible too. I said, we can't let them hide in the shadows out there in the East Coast. We got to call them out. He was like, I agree with you. I was like, what do you think, man? And I held up my phone. I go, let's just get him on the phone. And he looks me dead in the eye and he goes, call him. And I'm like, oh. And he goes, no, call him, Dad. I want to hear you call your parents and ask them if they watched Anal Party 3 in your room. I want to hear you ask that question. Call him. I go, I'm gonna. And he goes, I'm right here. And I was like, so I start to dial one number.
Oh my.
Dial another number. And he goes, you don't have your parents on speed dial? And I said, yeah, I do. I'm going slow. I'm giving you a chance to come clean. And he goes, oh, okay. And he goes, I wouldn't say come clean when you talk to them. And I was like, listen, guys, if this is a fight, he's landed every fucking punch so far. And I'm like, okay. I'm pressing another button. Guys, I'm at like the 8th button. I'm like, I'm about to ask my parents if they watched Anal Party 3. And then I'm going to jump out of a window. Like, this is it for me. I'm about to press that 9th button. And he goes, whoa. I'll pay for it. And I said, you ordered the porn? He goes, no, that was Grandma and Grandpa. I just don't want you to embarrass them. I think it's nice how much they like each other. And I was like, oh my God. He looks me dead in the eye and he goes, we done here? And I was like, yeah, I guess so. But that wasn't satisfactory to me, guys. I needed to hear him say he ordered the porn, right? So we get to the outside of his door, and I'm on the outside of it, and I go, hey, man, before I leave, I'm gonna give you one last offer. I will pay the bill and give you $200. All you gotta do is say you ordered the porn. And he looks right at me and he goes, nope, Grandma and Grandpa. No! Right? And now every time he walks by my room and the door's open, he looks in and he goes, I wouldn't sleep on that bed. Like an asshole.
Okay, guys, that was Josh Wolf with The Lie, and man, he did not miss. He did not miss once in that video. Anybody who's got teenage kids or has had teenage kids would have been through that entire conversation. The way that, the way he portrayed his son was so funny. Yeah, the way he just broke down those lies, and yeah, it was just too real, too real. I mean, to be honest, I'm so impressed with his kid because, off the cuff, on the fly, just able to keep batting his dad away like he did. And yeah, that was just so good, so good. You are never going to make that call ever. And yeah, he definitely knows his stuff. He knows his kids. He has been through it. Like I said, my eldest is 14, so I'm just entering that teenage stage. But already some of those, the way he acts, I'm already seeing it in my kid. I am already seeing it. But yeah, and I mentioned it earlier, we're separated by oceans, continents. Teenagers are just the same. They are absolutely the same. So yeah, absolutely love that. Please recommend some more Josh Wolf. He was a great storyteller and very funny. And yeah, if there's any more that I need to be checking out, recommend them down below. Cannot wait to check it out. Yeah, thank you for hanging with me on this one. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Can't wait to check out more. So until then, take care. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.